Afternoon, everybody. Brian, welcome to the stream. How we doing? It's me, Livesey Lovesit. I've managed to, I'm bandaged up. Sorry to those that I couldn't make it last week, and thank you very much to those of you who left me some lovely messages wishing me all the best. But it's time to have a look and see what's going on in the Who Really Loves It League. Who really loved it last week? Let's have a look and see then, shall we? So, manager of the week is Daniel Strike, 71 points. And if you've seen the thumbnail, yes, he did. He captained Mo Salah on his biggest haul of the season. Let's go and have a look and see. Team of the week this week. Yeah, it's all right, mate. It's just arthritis. It's just a bit of support. But thank you, Brian. Much appreciated. This is his team. Michael Bublé, or Mikhail Bublé, English player with 71 points. And as you can see, he had a couple of massive returns in terms of 42 points for Salah is huge. So well done on your gutsy move there, sir, up against an informed Man United at the time it was. And then Wesley Fofana, a big punt there. Not many people owning him, so well done. 14 points there as well. And 6 points off Alexander-Arnold. So didn't hit the wild card. Not having the greatest of seasons so far, it's fair to say. Mikhail, but you've had a great week at 71 points and more than anybody else in the league. There are a couple of teams that scored higher, but they took hits to get there. So well done, Daniel. Let's see if that's a start of a big, massive rise for the rest of the season for you there. Okay, so that's the team of the week. Let's go and have a look and see how other things are. So biggest rise of the week was for Laszlo Panaflex, climbing 11 places in the league. Well done. Biggest fall, Mark de Cavallo, owner of said website just here. FPL Popper dropping 8 places. Best transfers this week. We'll have a look and see who that was in a minute, because he took a -8 but still managed to gain 14 net points, which just goes to show that sometimes a hit can be worth it, because it's paid off for you this week, Paul. Worst transfers this week. Unlucky Sam lost 22 points there. Haven't looked into it, but I'm assuming it is. Oh, you've had the biggest rise then, Brian. Oh, well done, mate. Well done. Great stuff for you, mate. Coming for everybody. We'll look at the league in a minute and see where that leaves you. Sam McKenna minus 22 points. Interestingly, Harry Travada now has the best all-time rank, and I don't know how it's changed so much. Mark, if you're watching, then at some point do let us know how. He now has a rank of 15,834, which is 10,000 better than my friend Al was last week. Maybe it's due to his rise up the league this week. We shall see. But well done to you, sir. If we look at some of the player highlights of the week, most captained was Saka. Most owned in the league is Rashford. He actually ties with Erling Haaland. Most transferred in, Tony. Most transferred out was Nketiah. Let's have a look and see what that means in terms of the league then. Live game week points. Let's see who's had a good week. So as we can see, Daniel there with team of the week on 71 points. Who gets an honourable mention? I think anybody with a 6 or above gets an honourable mention this week. Well done to Paul Livesey. That'll be me, sir. 65 points. We're not going to go into my team. That's a separate stream. Matt Lowell messages me all the time via Twitter. If you don't follow me on Twitter, you can do. That's on FPL Livesey Lovesit. Well done, mate. You beat me this week. 66 points. Great week for you. Paul Jones, 61 points. Another good week for you, sir. Even with captaining Saka, who didn't return this game week. Who else has had a good game week? 69 points. Laszlo Panov, that's you with your 11 points rise, now up to 20th in the league. So well done to you, mate. Dreezy FC climbing 10 points with 70 points. Well done, Captain Martinelli. 74 points for a -4. Well done, mate. Had a fantastic week. Let's have a look at your team while you're on then, shall we? Let's have a look. See who that's made up of. Who did you have, mate? So a bit of consistency. Did well at the back, didn't you? With Ben White, Estepinian. Well done, mate. 0 for Tarkovsky. Sorry, mate. We tried. We did try, honestly. Mitoma smashed it, didn't he? Salah, yeah. Well done. Saka captain. Tony, Haaland. Ward on the bench. That's got to hurt. It's got to hurt. But you win some, you lose some, don't you, mate? You win some, you lose some. Well done. Let's have a look who else gets an honourable mention. Neil Satis, 68 points. Well done. Harry Travo Audi, 63 points. Happy days. And then we get to the top, and there's been a bit of movement. Al Swift and Mark Williams overtaken Abdullah. Oh, Al Swift and Ned in joint third now. Interestingly, all these players in the top 10 all going for Saka as their captain last week. Ranil in second. And Nihal holds on to the top position, 58 points this week. Let's have a look at Nihal's team. One too many hits. Hey, Ranil, how you doing? Like, listen, mate, very close, isn't it? Very close at the top here. But Nihal, with his from Australia, 62 points. How's his team looking? So, very similar at the back. Ben White, Alexander Arnold, Tarkovsky getting a 0. Kepa in goal. Kept all the Salah. Saka captaincy. 4 points gone early on Brentford. Got Mbuemo and Tony. Mbuemo's a forward. That's harsh, isn't it? That is harsh. Tarkovsky came in for James. Unlucky, mate. Rashford, Martinelli, still holding on to Martinelli. Interestingly, Arsenal fan, no Odegaard in here, but Saka and Martinelli in midfield. I'm wondering if I got rid of Martinelli earlier. Could have been even further ahead this week had he played Andreas and Ward in goal. So taking a little bit of a lead there, I think, actually. Was it 26 points at the top? So Nihal's the one to beat. Ranked now at 32,995. So do we say that's 32k or 33? Let's go 32. So well done, mate. So you are the pace setter for us all to catch. Closely followed by Ranil. Australians on top. Are you Australian as well, are you, Ranil? Well done, mate. Did you do your wild card? Let's have a look and see. Because last week, as we can see, where is it? Let's go down to chip usage. Lots of players playing their wild card last week, as we can see here in this column. Let me move that down slightly so it's a little bit better. There we go. All these players. Nihal in first, still with his wild card to play. Great chip to have, mate. So he's going to take a bit of catching here. Still with his free hit and bench plus to play as well. Raniel taking it last week, mate. With a lot of other players. Alistair Swiffen climbing the ranks, my friend, who lives not round the corner. Oh, Mitoma on the bench. That's got to hurt. That's got to hurt. Just an interesting. Is the lighting better like this? Because what I've done is I've changed it slightly. Do you think it looks a bit better? I think it does. I haven't got it pointing right at my head, so I'm not being blinded. I've got one light up here and one light up here. They're just good old-fashioned desktop lamps. Is it better or is it a bit darker? What do you think? So yeah, as you can see, lots of people wildcarding last week. Interestingly, more people towards the top end of the league wildcarding, trying to maintain their position. So I found that quite interesting. And lots of people going for the Saka captain, but we've got a visual of that, so let's have a look down here. As we can see, last week, some player analysis. I'll get this in the right place. Player ownership, top owned players for last week, Haaland and Rashford, closely followed by blanking Trippier, Saka and Kane. All blanking last week. And Tony now in our league in 57% of teams last week. So a lot of our league going early for it. Tony, Odegaard, Kepa. These are all the players in over 50% of the teams. Mitoma's now creeping up, as we can see. Raya, Martinelli's reduced. About the same as Gabriel and Ward, and then Tarkowski. But yeah, highly interesting. Still people holding on to Kane. I wonder what's going to happen this week. As you can see, the captain selection, most people going for 33, going for Saka. After that, it was Haaland. Still gets his captaincy. That was, excuse me, that's where my vote went last week. Did it pay off? I mean, I'd love to have gone with what Daniel did and captain Salah up against United. That would have done wonders for my rank, but keeping hold of him did a good job anyway. But yeah, a lot of people going for Saka, and I think it's because of his penalties. I think it's worth noting that Arsenal haven't had many penalties this season. Last time I looked, they'd only had one. I know they had one last week, and I think they've had 3 penalties this season, so it's not a doer for me. Mini league template, this is how it's looking. Kepa, Raya has crept in there last week, Ward, and then Sanchez. Doesn't reflect ownership, full ownership stats, so quite interesting this. Defenders, Trippier, still. Are we sticking with Trippier? Our Newcastle, you know, is their goal threat has reduced somewhat. Lighting's good. Thanks, Brian. Much appreciated. Looks good, Ranil. Thank you. I suppose I should put the other one and so it looks a little bit more natural, doesn't it? I think a little bit more natural, and there isn't so much glare on the Goodison Park at the back there. Trippier, Gabriel, Tarkowski, Estupinian, Shaw. More people owning Tarkowski than Luke Shaw in our league. That's interesting. I know he's blanking next game week, and I don't own him at this moment in time either, but he is a miss. Henry and then Botman. So as we can see with Henry, Estupinian, people getting ready for this double game week now. Midfield, people not abandoning Rashford or Saka, Odegaard, Mitoma or Martinelli. They're the most owned. And interestingly, the 5 most owned, 6 most owned players in there, none of them class as a premium. None of them are more than, I think Saka's the most expensive there, around the 8 million mark. Very interesting times for FPL for the premiums. Everyone pretty much going with Haaland and Kane as their main 2 premiums, and then building after that from what I can see. Tony, 57% of teams now. Watkins and Nketiah sort of like bringing up the differential side of things there. Differentials, interestingly here, as we can see, Kepa in 52% of our team, but 8.8% overall. That's why I find this league analysis interesting. And the more people that join, if you are watching this and you're not part of the league, by the way, code's in the description below. I'm going to close people joining the league, by the way, for the final running, which I think is what, from game week 32, shall we say? That's what, 6, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 30, 7 game weeks, 32 counts. We'll have 32. Join 32, but once 32 is finalised, then I will. I don't know if you can close it, but basically I won't invite anybody else to join the league because I don't think it's very fair to come in that late stage if you are doing really well and win our league for those that have been part of it. Because if you don't know, this bad boy, so you can sit with me, with mine. I paid for mine. I earned. I didn't earn it by by winning the league. That's for sure. It's definitely more natural. Lovely. Thanks, Ranil. Well, we shall stick with this then and try and light up the area around. And not in my face. Actually, much easier for me, to be honest with you. Yeah, Tarkowski 32%, March in 30%. Henry, and then Botman. Let's have a look at the transfers then, see what people were doing. So last week, we can see lots of people transferring in Brentford. Tony, Raya, Henry, and Buemo getting ready. Ben Mee. And we can see there's Matoma's coming in March. Gross. Estupinian. I think I'm saying that right. All coming in last week. Part of the major transfers. Still some people going for Saka. Like, Casemiro's coming into people's teams. Saliba. Just the odd ones here and there, but mostly dominated in preparation for this game week. Transfers out this game week, and it doesn't take into consideration wild cards, by the way. This is just people who didn't wild card last week. So Nketiah was the biggest transfer out, gone from 8 teams, followed by Robertson, down, people abandoning Liverpool. 3 Salah sellers. Why are people overlooking McAllister? That's an interesting one, mate. I think it's because his XG is not quite as high. He's just returned in the last game week, and I think people basically think Matoma and March are better options. I was actually thinking this week I might personally bring in McAllister because he was due a haul on penalties, but he's had it last week, and it's just whether he can go back to back with double digits. It's a tough one, but once this stream finishes, I'm going to end this one once we've finished talking about the league, and then I'm going to go straight away and set up my team selection stream. I'll talk a little bit more about my team therein. Let's have a look. This is a mini league season summary. I don't think there's anything there for us to see. That's just every game week. And shortcuts to tool and analysis are there. So that's it for the live league, the league stream, basically. Unless there's anything you want to ask now, then obviously I will do my best to answer that. This is obviously Premier Fantasy Tools. Link is in the description below. It's a free website to use. You do get some adverts if you use it for free, but if you want to get rid of the ads, then you can. It's a nominal fee. I can't remember even how much it is, like £1 a month, something low like that, $1 or $2, depending on what part of the world you're from. How do, Big Nose Monkey? You've come in right at the end of the stream, sir. It's just because you want to have another look at this, innit, for the live league. Hey, mate, you're up to 11th in the league. I saw it. Well done. Let's keep that going. Let's see how we go. I am going to stream. I'm going to go and set up another stream right now, trying to keep them separate so people can watch their individual parts, like rather than big long stream. I'm going to go and do set up team selection stream right now. Have a little bite to eat, get me voice back, give me a little cheeky wrist, a bit of a rest for 10-15 minutes, and yeah, we shall go again. Half an hour. Look, everyone's joining me now. Abdullah, how you doing, mate? I've gone down to 5th, I see, mate. After like get ready for the next this game week. Right, team selection stream coming up half an hour or so. Okay, boys and girls, see you then. Thanks very much for those that have joined. And yeah, don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to hit the like button. That's always